welcome to the Weaverbirds channel. I'm Heather, the Inquisitive Weaver, and this is Cathy from Lazykate Textiles. And we come here every fortnight to talk about spinning, weaving, knitting, dyeing, and basically any craft that we decide to explore. And so this week we're just going to update you. Last week we did our Make 9. And so this week we're going to talk about what progress we've made. So Cathy, over to you. What have you made this week or last fortnight?
I've made, I finished a scarf which wasn't even on my Make 9. So what we do in at Lazykate Textiles is we do workshops where we teach people how to spin and weave. And obviously we've not been able to do that for a long time. So we are in the process of putting those videos online so that people can have online workshops. And so this is a scarf that we used for the workshop. We use these 3 different colours.
Lovely.
Yeah, and what we find is with the workshops is that obviously these solid colours are really important in providing a kind of like a canvas really to work with. People tell us the colours they want to use, so they might say, oh, well, I like purples and pinks, and so we would pick usually 2 of those to give us the canvas to work with. But these are the ones. These ones that are variegated yarns or speckle yarns, and these are the ones that give the interest. So
it looks gorgeous in the scarf. I really like. I think that centre bit really pulls the 2 colours together as well.
Yeah, so you can see how it works with those variegated colours, and because you don't really know how it's going to turn out, it's really exciting. So this was the scarf that we walked up, and then I finished it through the week. So that wasn't even on my Make 9. Does that count? Can I count that as a
I think so. I think so, definitely.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed that, and I love purples and pinks anyway. I don't normally wear them, but I do love dyeing with them. They're great. So yeah, so that was that's my first one for this week. So that's a finished object, which is rare in my book. What about you?
So my first, I don't know what to do first. I'll do this one because I'm wearing it. So this is my first finished object. So this is the Velvety Sweater by Gregoria Fibers. And I knit it in Drops Sky in hazelnut mix. And it's a lovely alpaca, and it's so soft, it really is. And it's really warm. And like, this is the one that I really didn't like because it was too fitting, it was too tight, and it turned out too small. But I'll just, so the arms are too long, like, but I don't really mind because I can just pull them up or whatever. And then it's blocked out a lot nicer, so it's a lot more baggier, and it's a bit longer than it was. Like, it is quite see-through, like you can see me through it. But no, I'm really happy with it. I'm really pleased with it. I've decided already that I'm going to knit a second one in some grey yarn, and this is a DK weight, and because it's so like kind of wholly and blocked out, quite see-through, I've chosen an Aran weight yarn, but I'm still going to try and knit it to the same gauge and hope that it just produces a much more denser fabric. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I'm actually wearing it. I think this is like the first time I've knit a jumper and I've worn it and I'm happy with it. So
no, it's really lovely, and the colour is lovely. It suits you.
Thank you. Yeah, I really like the turned over cuff as well on the neck.
Would you say that that was a project that a beginner could do, or is it more of an intermediate thing?
I would say it's maybe on the harder side of beginner, but I definitely think it's beginner because all it is you start off in the round and then you knit solidly, then you split for the sleeves, and then you just like, I think I just hemmed it at the top. So yeah, I think it's quite a simple pattern, but it's knit 1, purl 1, and then the next row you just knit, and you just carry on that throughout the whole pattern. So I think it's quite simple, and the construction was quite simple as well. I don't think it was particularly difficult. Of ones that I've knit before, I'd say the construction is quite easy because you just pick up the sleeves and knit down, and then you just split at the here, and then the only thing I would say is that you then have to pick up the collar. And I remember, like, it does look a bit holy here, but I remember being a little bit upset with how it looked when I picked it up. But I say beginner, go for it, definitely. And if it's too difficult, you don't have to do the pattern, as in the knit purl bit. You can just do knit all the way. I think it's a really nice construction. So
yeah, the shape's good.
yeah,
Brilliant. That's good.
yeah.
So this week I've been doing some experiments with spinning on the spinning wheel, and we've got a little video, haven't we, to show what I'm talking about here. So I've been working lately with the opposing plied yarn. So when we spin normally, we'll spin 2 bobbins with the wheel going in the clockwise direction, putting a Z twist in there. And then when we ply, the wheel will go in the anti-clockwise direction, and it'll be S plied. So what happens when you mix that up a little bit? And so I've got 3 bobbins here. 2 of them are Z spun and 1 is an S spun, and now I'm going to ply them, and I'm going to ply them with an S ply. So the wheel will be going in the anti-clockwise direction. So we've got a 3 plied yarn here, and I'm using a tensioned Lazykate, which keeps those yarns under control, because it's got a little brake system here. It just keeps those yarns. Normally with a Lazykate, the yarns can roll back a little bit. We don't want that to happen when we're using these yarns. We want to make it as simple as possible. And so I've got my tensioned Lazykate there, and I'm going to ply them and see how I get on with it. When you spin, you spin in, there's 2 directions that you can spin in, and the video will explain about that. But this book, the Spinner's Book of Yarn Designs by Sarah Anderson, this is mine, and I take it on all the workshops that I do. It's a fabulous book, and in there she goes through different ways of plying yarn and how it affects a sock, in the wearing of the sock. So where the sock will get holes in, and the different types of plying and how that affects that. So the first thing I did, here it is. I did a 2-ply opposable plied yarn. So with this one, you would spin with the wheel going, for your first ply would go one way, for your second ply would go the other way, and then you'd ply those together. So that produces a yarn with a lot of energy in it, a lot of spring in it.
Yeah. And
I've got a little ball of it. So this is just a 2-ply yarn, and when it came off, the niddy noddy, it zinged up, it sprung up, and now that it's been in a ball, it's kind of relaxed a little bit. But my plan is to knit a little swatch with that, and also maybe do a little square with the zoom loom.
Yeah,
just see how it works, how useful that would be.
How easy did it ply together? Like, how do you know whether you're putting in enough twist? Like, because obviously when you're plying like 2 singles with the same twist in, then like you can put, when you let it loose, and then it goes like twirls if it's got too much twist in, and if it doesn't twirl together, then you know that it's got the right amount of twist. Like, I'm not sure I
think with this, the answer to your question is I don't know. When I've looked at this, I don't know if you can't see, can you? I'll see if I can get a photograph of it. It is kind of coming apart a little bit.
Yeah.
But I've just plied it as I would traditionally. This yarn is it's a John Arbon blend. It's 60% Zwarbles and 40% Exmoor Blueface. So because it's a blend, and Zwarbles fleece is like a chocolatey brown, and the Exmoor Blueface will be a cream. And so it's come out, you can see where even as you're spinning, you can see the twist, because it's 2 different colours, you can see that twist, and when you ply them together, you can see the twist again. So all I've done is, all I'm doing is experimenting. So maybe next time I would put a little bit more twist into it, and just see. I mean, you can see that it's a bit springy. Anyway, but I'll knit the swatch and I'll report back and let you know what I feel. The next one I'm doing, which is actually it's we've got the shed, and we've got all the spinning and weaving equipment up in the shed. Too cold to go to the shed today, but in the shed I have got on a Lazykate, I've got 3 bobbins, and I'm plying them together.
Nice.
I'm doing lots of different experimentations. And if you feel like you're getting a little bit into a rut with your spinning, that this book and working your way through, it can give you inspiration to try lots of new things. I think we can sort of like relax into, well, this is the way I spin, and it's not necessarily a good thing. You need to challenge yourself. When I say you need to challenge yourself, I'm talking to me. So that's why I thought I would work my way through that. And I really love it. It's a great book.
Oh, that's
so
great.
I should report back when I've done this little.
Oh, I should get my book out and have a go, because I'm just spinning the same kind of thing. But next I want to experiment with cotton, spin cotton. So I think that's what I'll do. But
yeah, I think that's a really good challenge, cotton, isn't it? Because I when we first started off spinning, I think I spun a bit of cotton and I really didn't like it, and it kind of put me off.
Yeah.
But I've got more experience now, so maybe we should get some in, Heather, and spin at the same time.
I've ordered some. Like, I wasn't gonna buy anything, and then it was only £5, and so I've ordered 50 grams, and it's been dyed up by I think it's Long Draw James on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
So because I saw them, they did a live one spinning together, and they were spinning cotton, and I just thought, oh, that's what I really want to have a go at. So I'll do that next once I finish.
That's a great idea. And we've got our spin together, haven't we? So that's going to be on the 31st, Sunday the 31st at 3 o'clock on Instagram Live, and we're just going to spin. And so if you want to come and join us, come and press the live button, and if you've got questions or anything like that, it's going to be our first one, so it's an experiment, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's already given me sleepless nights, but I am looking forward to it, and so please come along and join us. It'll be great.
I went and did the so you told me about the good ship illustration one.
Oh, yeah.
And I've done that 2 weeks in a row now, and I really enjoyed it. So last night you were drawing under a box, and it was just really fun.
Yeah, I don't get to we already have a quiz that we've been going to on a Friday night, so I don't get to do that very often, but I love it. I love that you can it's on your terms. It's not like Zoom where you feel a little bit under pressure, or only one person can speak at a time, or they just take it at your own pace, and it's very inspiring, isn't it? And I hope our club will be like that. I hope we'll all inspire each other like that. It'd be great.
I hope so. We'll try and make it. Yeah. So my next one, sorry, I've just been playing with it and folding it up in front of you. My next project it is one of my Make 9. It's the little football hoodie for my dad's dog. Actually, I'll insert a picture of it in it, because she just had her first birthday last week, so I gave it to her for her first birthday, and Liverpool were playing that day as well, so she wore it during the match. I've hemmed the bottom, and it's got its little things, and I've sewn on, like, I don't know if you can see, like, the European Champions limited edition sweater and its little badge. So she looked very cute in it, and it's quite tight on her, but I think if I'd gone up another size, I wouldn't have got enough fabric to make it. I know that sounds ridiculous because it's a human size jumper, but when you think of like the different pieces, and they're actually quite big, and fitting them all on, like, because remember, like, they're all seamed and there's different parts of the jersey. So anyway, it doesn't matter, that's going off topic, but yeah, so there wasn't enough fabric, so I did the smaller size, but it still fits her. And,
so good.
Yeah, she looks really cute in it. I don't think she likes it, but she looked adorable in it anyway.
So. No, I think that's really good. What a great idea.
Yeah. So that's my first of my Make 9. And I wish I'd counted this in it, basically. Like, there's a couple of projects which I realized I didn't put in my Make 9, but my goal is to genuinely just finish everything that I've got on the needles or on the wheel or on the loom, finish them all off so I can start something fresh. So
I think with the Make 9 as well, the ones that I picked are quite long term. They're big projects that are going to take a little while to work through. And of course, this is what this is my job. And so the things I do with in terms of my job as well, there'll be little projects that I haven't added into that Make 9, but I will be doing as a course of like my everyday work. So you know, I think we should be allowed to retrospectively, you know, maybe
slot them in.
Interchangeable Make 9.
Yeah, I think so. That's what Sweet Georgia does. She does like a halfway through like reassessment of her Make 9.
Oh, does she? Oh, let's do that. We love Felicia. Let's do what Felicia does.
I know, I need to watch. She released another Taking Back Friday yesterday, so I'm excited to go and watch it. Yeah,
that's great. So the only other thing that I wanted to talk about was the Ashford Award, which you told me about. You sent me a link to, and so the Ashford company who make spinning wheels and looms, they are launching an award, which is going to be a yearly thing. And so you can, if you are a group or an organization or a spinning teacher or any of those things, you can submit a plan to them. They're going to the award is 5,000 New Zealand dollars, which works out about £2,500. And so you have to submit your plan, and then there's going to be like a short list, and then you'll have to come up with a more detailed plan, and then they'll award it. And it's to help sort of keep the craft going, keep, you know, sort of help the community, especially at the moment. And I think it's a great initiative. I think it's fabulous. So I've submitted a little plan in there, so we'll see how I get. I know, we'll see how I get on. It would be it will be really lovely, and it'd be lovely to let people know. I'm itching to say, but I've got to keep my powder dry.
Oh, I hope you get it. You know, you've got my vote.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So that's all mine. Have you got any more?
I do. I'll whip through them quickly. So they're just my current work in progress. So I have been working on this. I don't know whether you can tell, but it's a little bit longer. And so I decided to I've just put in, literally just now, a little progress keeper. So next time, I won't move it. The next time I show you, hopefully you'll be able to see the progress that I've actually made on it. So for those of you, if you haven't watched the other episode, this is my Felix pullover. My Felix pullover by Savory Knitting. And yeah, I started it last year in the first lockdown. And I've decided to focus on this and get it done. And it's really simple, plain pattern. And then it's just, I don't know if you can see it, just got a very simple eyelet pattern on the shoulder where they increase. So that's that. And then I have been doing some weaving. So I'll insert a picture of it. But I'm afraid, I'm really sorry everyone who has watched all these episodes. It's the half-dry tea towels. They're still going. So I only wove like an inch last, I think it was the night before last. But anyway, I'm on the final little bit. So I'll get them done so then I can warp up for a new project for 2021. I'll probably do my Make 9 one. But yeah, so that is it. They're all my makings for this week. But this last 2 weeks.
I think it's a really good idea to put a progress keeper on, because if you're working at something and it takes a little while, it's you know, it can keep you going, can't it? Keep your spirits up really, because it can get a little bit, I don't know, but a little bit monotonous, and you want to get on. Whereas if you can see that your project is moving on, then it makes you feel like you're achieving something, doesn't it?
Exactly. I should have done it last episode when I showed it, because like I have been knitting on it quite a bit, and I'm a slow knitter. I'm not a fast one. But you won't be able to tell. I mean, it really, maybe I've done an inch, but you know, it doesn't look like much. But yeah, I think they're a great idea. I got it off watching other people. They're just showing how much they've done on their podcasts or whatever. But yeah, so, and I saw, like, this is off topic because we're going to try and keep this short, but I saw on one of them, like, have you heard of like the temperature blankets?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I saw like it's Stress Knits. Like, I really enjoy watching her video, and she's done one, and she's chosen like a really beautiful color palette, because usually they're like primary colors, where she's done like from like a deep red through to like pinks to like greens kind of colors, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I just watched her video this morning and I was just like, it's just beautiful and I really want to make it now.
Well, I saw one that Black Sheep Wools,
Yeah.
they shared with one of their ex-employees had made, and it's a similar sort of thing. She's done crocheted, I think they're crocheted hexagons, as instead
yeah.
of just like granny stripe. She's
Yeah.
done hexagons, and it's the color palette with her as well. It's
Yeah.
absolutely stunning. And so yeah, I think it can make all the difference, can't it?
Yeah.
It
Color
can be a
palette's
little,
really.
yeah, it can be a little bit overwhelming, can't it? Because when I worked in the wool shop, ladies used to come in then and they'd pick from Stylecraft, really Stylecraft special, because of the range of colours within there.
Yeah.
They would be there for hours picking which colour was going to go for which temperature.
Yeah.
And often they would be primary colours, but obviously people have maybe refined their choices since then, and these sort of delicate colour palettes are beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah, it's really tempted me to want to make one. And so I sent just on Instagram, I put a message under a picture like, can you take a picture of like the color scheme that you've used? Because I'd love to try and replicate it. Like, she's a dyer in America and there's no way I could, buy her yarn or anything. So if I could find somewhere in the UK where I could, like, for example, you, Cathy, replicate that color scheme, I would just absolutely love it. Yeah.
You should have a go yourself. How amazing would it be to
Yeah.
have dyed the colours, and then you'd be able to dye them specifically, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great idea. I have to give
And
you
it
the
is
key to the shed, and then you can
pardon?
go in. I'd have to give
Yeah.
you the key to the shed, and you can go in and use all the dyes.
Oh, I'd love to just be able to come over. Or in non-COVID times. Oh, yeah.
Definitely, it'll be quite something, won't it, when we can film Weaverbirds from shed and do some things together,
Yeah.
do some tutorials together, things like that. It'd be fabulous. Roll on that day.
Yeah, it will come. It will come. Maybe not this year.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say
Oh, sorry. So thank you for watching the Weaverbirds. It's been great if you could subscribe and share and and follow us on Instagram, where we post updates throughout the week, and we'll be back here to share our makes in 2 weeks time.
See you then.
Hopefully.
Bye.
Bye.